Good morning, everybody. I'm going to talk about the literacy services one more time. It'll be great. This is a beginning of my evaluation plan because we're giving each other feedback. I do have some questions embedded kind of as we go along. Um, the first thing, why am I choosing to evaluate this? I do have a quick little video just to spice things up, and it's a whole 40 seconds we're gonna watch. But this is just why this organization to begin with. It's coming, just so you can learn a little something. Hit silent too if you want. It's not something. It's important. Catch up. That's it. Oh, it didn't stop. So that's a lot of students that aren't even getting a high school diploma. In Milwaukee right now, there are 50,000 adults in the metro area that cannot read above a third grade level. So that's why I've chosen this organization, because being an education major, literacy is obviously just important for, quite frankly, everything in life. And it's a really big issue. So that video is to kind of exacerbate how the problem is really growing constantly. And why am I focusing on the ESL program? Porque inmigrantes en este país ya no pueden hablar el idioma en cuanto lleguen. Who knows what that says?
The immigrants can't speak the language.
Something like that. Are you just really comfortable reading that?
No.
Is it just weird to look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if literally everything you saw where you live just looked like that, and you're like, I can't make sense of that, what do I do? How are you going to do much of anything, really? So it's really important that the ESL program exists because, where are you going to go if you're new to a country and you just don't know what to do? So we need to find a place to fix this problem. Some quick facts about the ESL program specifically at Literacy Services. They in 2010, at least, they served over 200 students from 20 different countries. So they do have a lot of languages that are coming in to learn English. And the main point that that the students said they liked was conversation and feedback. They like being wrong. They like being corrected. They think it's a teachable moment. They're not upset or anything, and they just like learning by actually conversing in English as opposed to just being kind of taught. Yeah. And then there are four aims of the ESL program as dictated by the website. Communicate in social and professional settings, engage in academic tasks, use English in socially and culturally appropriate ways, and attain their short and long-term goals. And so these are the aims that the organization wants to give to the students that come in. The research questions, why do people come to learn English? More than just, well, I can't speak English. They have bigger goals than just learning. They're learning the language to what? So that's what my question is really. What does the program actually teach students? Again, apart from the language, a lot of the stories on the website of success ones, oh, well, now I know how to get here. I can see that I'm on Wisconsin Avenue and it's the right one. Or they can actually just do certain life tasks that they couldn't do before because they couldn't read the things around them. And then, what do students learn that they use in their lives outside the classroom? So, oh, I learned that this is how you order a pizza versus going into the driver's license place and getting that, or different social settings, how they learn different things like that. My research design was, of course, a survey of all the participants Um, in the ESL program, it lasts about a year, so this would be a good, I think, like pre-test, post-test kind of thing. A lot of the people that come there are like already motivated to learn English. They come on their own, and they really already kind of have some sort of way to communicate with people to at least like enroll in the class. They know enough, and so it'd be a nice kind of way to say like, oh, after a couple months, like how have they done versus how are they doing at the end of the program, and some questions to ask in the survey. Not obviously not all of them, but a few of them are like the learning styles and the tutoring format. Like how do the students that come to the program want to learn? I said they like the conversation. Do they like just learning something and then trying to practice it on their own? Like what do they like to do, and what do they think helps them learn the best? The tutoring format is usually one-on-one. They try to do sometimes one tutor for two people who speak the same native language. So at most, I've never saw like more than three students learning with one tutor. Um, and they all speak the same like language. At least like oh, everyone who speaks Spanish go with one tutor. So it's usually pretty individualistic, and so that's what we were kind of trying to address. Like, is that does it help to have that more like specialized attention on you. How the class transfers to real life. You want to have questions again, like I said before, about like what can you do now that you couldn't do before because you learned English, and which literary skills improve the most, like the different phases like reading, writing, speaking, things like that. And then more questions like what goals exist, like when you come to this program, you're trying to learn English, but like to what end? Like what do you want to do with that skill? And then what skills do you need apart from just speaking, like the social interaction, like more is things like that they need to learn to achieve those goals too. And methods, this tutor would obviously administer the survey to the student to help account for the bias that they couldn't read in English. So they would be giving the survey themselves, trying to explain everything just so there wouldn't be a bias of, well, I just couldn't complete the survey and that skews the results. Some questions I have yet to answer um, that I wanted to ask everyone. Is there like a way to eliminate that cultural bias? Who should tabulate the data? Because like, do you want an internal investigation? Like we said before, like you want to eliminate that bias too. And then how to triangulate the data more so, as opposed to just collecting from one source. What I thought by watching everyone else's presentation is maybe can like employers of these people like give a survey like, oh yes, they have improved, they can complete more tasks, they have more skills professionally than they did before taking this program. So that was one idea, but I was looking for ways to like really draw in more data, I suppose. So that's my stuff.
Good
Thank
start.
you.